How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Tressa's Collectibles gameplay video. My name is Mike, and joining me today, as always, is...
Randall, aka Shizukatz. How's it going, everybody?
And here, beginning our 7 Deadly Sins Volume 2 content block, we're going to be featuring 6 different decks for you guys in 3 different gameplay videos. The first one we're going to do is the one you guys see here. On my end, I'm going to be using the new Elizabeth Double Rare StockSoul combo with the Brainstorm into the early play Diane and Friends package with the Goldbar, allowing me to summon multiple level 3s starting at level 2.
And then on my end, I'm going to be running the new Meliodas StockSoul combo. So he's an early play. He can come out at level 1 if you have 4 more characters already on the board. And then we're going to be using that combo into the Escanor, who can split his attack into various instances of 1 instead of just 1 big attack. And so this ability synergizes very well with the StockSoul combo, as so he has to have 4 or less soul when he pays the cost, but if he gains additional soul after paying cost, it just turns into additional instances of 1. So like if you attack for 4 and then trigger +2, it becomes 6 instances of 1.
Yeah, so normally a stream for 6 is very likely to cancel, but when it's split into instances of 1, it can be extremely lethal, taking out multiple climaxes at once. So we'll see how this goes. So in this matchup, I think on my end, I'm looking to try to win level 2 and try to heal down as much as possible so that I can get out of your Escanor finisher range. But when you get to level 3 yourself, you do have the ability to, bounce my characters and rig your top decks, and it can get really scary when Escanor starts swinging for 5s and 6s. So we'll see if I can survive Escanor's onslaught. Alrighty, and I do have first, second cards here now, so feel free. Let's go and see who goes first. Okay, right. So I'll be going first. 1, 2,
see what we got.
4, 5. Okay. Let's start with a discard 2.
Okay, I'm also going to be discarding 2.
Okay. Now I'll draw for turn. A lot of options here. But I think I'm going to clock the event. I can always spawn it back later to draw 2. And I'm going to start with the new Diane Double Rare. Her effect, she has 2 effects. When she's reversed in battle, I can pay 1, clock myself, send it to memory to top check up to 3 and add up to 1 Britannia. Or add any 1 character among them. And then second effect is when she's in memory and I have another copy of her at the top of my clock, at the start of my main phase, I can discard a card to top check 3 and add 1 character. So we'll go ahead and direct for 3.
1, 2, 3. Take the 3. I'll draw for turn. And we're going to start by clocking this level 2 Arthur. Draw 2. Okay, unfortunately we don't have any of our designated early game attackers, so we will have to attack with one of our other characters. So I'll be leading off with the level 0 Druid Chief Zaneri. This is one of the new cards that is part of the package that goes with the Meliodas level 2 combo. And we'll just play a Merlin to the back row. So,
okay.
So we'll go ahead and front here. So we're both 500 power. For there's the Escanor.
I want to see that, unfortunately. Alright. When I'm reversed, I pay 1, clock myself from top deck, and send the Diane to memory to look at up to the top 3 and add 1 character. And let's add the Meliodas level 0 clean cut from the first set.
Okay.
Won't have a target this turn, but maybe he can come up useful later turns. Draw for turn. And since we do have that 1 Diane in memory already, I don't think I'll need to resolve more, so I'll go and clock her. And then alarm activates when she's in memory. At the start of my main phase, I can discard a card to top check up to 3 and add 1 character. So very nice hand filtering. I'll add the I'm sorry for 7 Deadly Sins fans. Jurheed. This is a bonder to the 2-0 event that I clocked. Okay, so what are we doing here? Let's just throw down some attackers. So we'll have the Meliodas 3/5, which is also a on-play climax swapper. So it's a nice oversized climax swapper. Play a Gowser in the back row.
Hauser.
Hauser in the back row. Play an Elizabeth Brainstorm. This is our level 0 climax combo. Do I want to do anything else? I actually kind of want to attack with the Hauser, just to generate more stock. You know what? I am not super upset by that idea. Or I could take a slow and just do one swing, and then if he cancels, then we're kind of chilling. Alright, you know what? I think that's a line I'm going to go for, so I'll only attack once, but I think that's it. We'll go and dirt, Goldbar. And we'll blind stock, and that's for 2.
And I take 2.
Okay, go ahead.
Draw for turn. And I'm going to clock the 1/1 Merlin, and we will level the 2/1 Arthur. So I can get yellow. Draw 2. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So I drop search. Discard this discards this, and then that. I think that works out. I'm not going to have too many cards, though, which is the problem. So I think it's okay given what offensive numbers I think I can expect from Mike's next turn, so I think we'll go for this plan. I'm going to play the Elizabeth drop search. So we'll pay 1, discard 1, and search our deck for a character. I'm going to grab the Meliodas combo. And despite having no stock anymore, we will still be able to play our combo.
You're going back, right? Yeah.
So next, we'll play the Druid Chief Zaneri that we have in our hand, and we'll use her effect. I can discard 1 climax and then send her to memory to search my deck for the proper climax for the Meliodas combo, which is the trial. And this is a StockSoul climax. And I'm actually going to go back in one more time with the level 1 Meliodas, and I will discard a Britannia trait character to search my deck for another copy of itself and play it on stage. And as long as I have another copy of it on stage, it gets 500 power for each of my other characters and gains the effect where I can, on attack, look it up to top 2, put one of them on top of my deck, and then send the other one to waiting room. So while Druid Chief Zaneri is in memory, my Meliodas combo actually gets -1 cost in my hand, so I can just play him for free.
Yep, so that Meliodas essentially is a 1/0 here. 4 more characters -1 level, and then since she's in memory, -1 cost.
Yeah. Alright, so my hand is not large anymore, but hopefully with my board and its fairly high defensive power, I will hopefully be able to retain some bodies going into my next turn. So we'll play the StockSoul. So this is a yellow StockSoul, unlike some of the ones from first set and other ones in this set as well, where they are level 1 or lower StockSouls. We're going to go ahead and stock the Zaneri. Cool. All right, and then the climax combo itself activates at Encore step, so we're just going to go ahead and go with our attacks. I'll start with the level 1, and I will choose my trigger from the top 2. And I'm going to trigger Elizabeth for 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3's good, and I level. Let's get yellow in here while we can. We do have a good amount of green that I can probably expect to be hit into clock later.
Okay, I'm going to attack with the Meliodas next, because based on what happens in this attack, I might want to trigger different amounts of damage. So this will be for 2.
Okay. 1, cancel.
And then we will direct. I'm going to choose between... I think I'm okay with swinging for 5 here.
Oh, goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is good.
Okay. And then at the Encore step, I'll activate the Climax combo by sacking the Climax, and I have 4 more other characters, I get to salvage 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab... Let's see, what stuff do we want to grab? I'm going to grab the 1-0 counter to defend my board even more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll grab the Bond as a potential play for next turn.
Okay. So hand size, 4?
So 3.
3, okay. Alright. Draw for turn.
Oh, also Meliodas, when he uses the climax combo, he gains 1,000 until the end of the opponent's next
so
turn.
8k and 6/5s right now, right?
The center's 7, because I'm Merlin.
Oh yeah, Merlin. 8k, 7, 6/5. Alright. Things are a bit awkward right now. The first thing we have to determine is if we want to clock. And if we do want to clock, what are we clocking? I'm kind of afraid of taking too much damage the next turn, but I don't think clocking would change that by much. And I think I need a better hand quality here, so... Given that this Meliodas can't reverse anything, I'm just gonna clock him to draw 2. Okay. That does help out quite a bit. So, I'm also going to play my own level 1 Meliodas. On play, discarding any card to search my deck for another copy of himself and summon it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this Hauser that I saved in my back row turns out to be fairly helpful in being able to at least contest his 1-0s. Even if he does have that counter in hand, it still makes him use a card if he wants to save his characters. Okay, and then I'm going to play the Jurahid. Discarding a card on play to salvage the 2-0 event, which I'll just save for next turn. In terms of whether or not I want to brainstorm, I think I'm going to hold off. I don't necessarily need anything right now, and I do still have a good amount of climaxes on my deck, so I'm just going to not disturb that. Hopefully I can cancel next turn. And I think that's it. So we'll play the StockSoul. So Elizabeth actually has the climax combo when I play the StockSoul, so I'm going to activate her effect first, where I mill the top card of my deck and I salvage a level X or lower equal to the level milled. Since I salvaged or milled a 0, I can only salvage a level 0 character. And I think I will go with the Actually, no, let me think. We might want to go with something like a Diane that allows us to hand filter more. Yeah, let's go with the Diane. And then I'm going to activate the StockSoul effect. Let's send a Meliodas, since we're probably not going to get any value off of him anymore. And let's proceed into attack.
Mm-hmm.
So since this is 7 to his 6/5, I'm probably always fronting here. Am I always fronting here? Let's think. Well, I'm always fronting with the Gurhid. This is tied, and this is over. So if anything, he probably would want to counter this lane if I fronted, since this is already tying. So I'm going to front here first. And I want to attack here first because I don't want my first stock to be a climax. So I'm going to top check. And I'm going to leave it there, and that's for 3.
Okay, cancel.
Okay, and we are tied. I'm going to front here for 2.
1, cancel.
Okay, and he would probably want to counter if I did. But given that I already lost a Meliodas and this is going to be tiny next turn, I think I'm okay just fronting here.
Mm-hmm.
So I will front, and I will trigger. Look at my 1, and I'll stop at 1, and this is trigger for 2.
And I will not counter.
Okay. Alrighty, here we go.
Okay, stand and draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna clock the Escanor level 3. Okay. So I'm currently out 5 in waiting room and then 1 at top of my stock. And I have a fair bit of deck left still to go. Let's start with a Gil Thunder. This goes through 1 card. Go ahead and marker. And then to pay out the climax, we'll brainstorm. And we actually hit 1. So I do get to salvage. I think maybe I'll get an Arthur level 2 as prep for level 2 game. And then we'll finish off the board with Escanor level 0. And let's see. We might as well put this in the back row to compress with the marker, and then also allow Elizabeth to get her +1 soul while she's in the middle. And we will go to attacks. So I will start by fronting here at 7k to your 5k.
5k, yeah.
For 1.
1's good. Level. Alright, let's get some green. Well, we don't really have any suitable green. But we'll just get green next turn, so this should be no problem. I think I'm okay with leveling double yellow. Yeah.
Okay.
6. Okay.
We'll go with the Escanor next for 2.
Okay. Cancel.
And then finally with the Elizabeth for 3. 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cancel.
Okay. How many out now?
I am out 6. Yeah. 3 of each. Anyway, to draw for turn. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to clock here with the intention of hoping to draw my last climax so I can discard it, I think. Let me think about this order of operations here. I clock and then I can Hauser to discard the climax I draw. And then I can Fairy King's Forest. And then I'll Hellbrand to refresh. But I don't... Let me see if I have things to summon if I refresh. Alright, so currently all my Meliodas are out. I think I have a 3-2 list in my stock, but I can't quite remember. Either way, I think I'm clocking this turn, so let's do that. I need green anyways, so clock 2, clock draw 2. Okay. Let's see. I have a Fairy King's Forest in here. But I don't think I'll be using the bond this turn. Okay, so let's start with a Hauser effect. Startup, I can discard a card and sacrifice himself to salvage a character. And let's grab the Diane. Next, I'm going to use the Fairy King's Forest event. I can only play this if I have a Britannia on the board, and I can either salvage a character, or I can stock a character from waiting room and then give one of my characters 15 cross turn. I'm going to use the salvage effect. And I'm going to grab a Slater counter. This is an early anti-early play counter. And if I have 2 or less memory, it goes to memory. I'm going to use another one. And this time I'm going to grab, let's see, what am I grabbing? I'll grab a Diane Early play. And since I still have 2 or less, it goes to memory.
So typically with this deck, you're aiming to play 2 Dianes at level 2, yeah?
Yeah, so I have the ability to summon 2 characters. Actually, hold on. Give me 1 sec. Maybe I don't salvage that. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to salvage something else instead. Where's my climax? Do I have a climax swap in here? I do not. I do. Okay. No. So I'm going to salvage the Meliodas instead. I'm actually going to not salvage this. I'm just going to summon it. Alright, so now that I have 3 green cards in memory, I fulfill Diane's early play condition. And I get to play 2 of them. Alright. I think that's about it. We'll move the Diane's here, and then we'll play the Goldbar. Climax combo. When the climax is placed on the climax area, if she's in the front row, I can either summon a character from my waiting room in any stage position, or I can burn 1 to my opponent, and it gets 15 cross turn. I'm going to activate the summon ability twice. The first one, I'll summon a Diane in the front row, who doesn't have an on-play effect herself, but... And then the second one, I will summon... Actually, we'll summon the Diane in the back row, and I'll summon the Meliodas in the front row. And the Meliodas, on play from hand or from the effect of the Diane Climax combo, I can heal 1. And then he also has on attack, I can pay 2 discard 2 Britannia, he gets 2k, and on reverse burn 4. Okay.
Hand size?
5.
Okay.
Alright, start here. Front attack for 3.
1, 2, 3. Take 3.
Okay, and refreshing with 7.
Okay.
There you go. Refresh point. Frontier for 3.
Alright, so hopefully we can cancel this one.
Oh, there it is. Okay, and front. I will not use effect. This is for 4.
Alright, this gives us some really good compression going into our second deck. We're going back with all 8.
All 8. Sounds good. Alright, so my situation right now looks to be pretty okay. I also see that he has 3 Gilfender level 3s in his clock, so...
Escanor?
Or Escanor! Start the counter!
Start the counter, yep.
How many times am I going to call Escanor Gilfender this game?
Alright, so unfortunately took refresh point climax, but hopefully we can still
Cancel that
this
4!
attack.
No. Alrighty, over 2.
Alright, how badly do I want cards right now? I think I will use the Escanor effect. So
Okay.
I will pay 1 and then clock 1 from my waiting room. Clock the Elizabeth. Look it up to top 2. Oh no.
Oh no, you hate to see it.
Alright. Draw for turn. Let's see. Alright, what are we going for now? I'm going to start by clocking... I'm going to start by clocking the king counter. This isn't really very useful since we have no board. Interesting. Let's start by playing a bond level 0, which will let us top check and topper mill. We'll mill, and then we'll go into a brainstorm after that.
Get that nice 5-card brainstorm. Whoa!
Hit 2. So let's see. What do we want to grab now? I think I just want to start grabbing pieces for late game. So we will grab 2 copies of the Escanor. And then, let's see. From there, we just need to put 2 bodies on the board to attack with. So the first one will be the 2/1 Arthur. So while Arthur is only 1500 base, he also gains 8500 power and gains Hand Encore if I have any Merlin on stage. So he's 10k and then also gets 500 power for being in the middle. So he is 10-5.
Also has 2 soul base.
And he's 2 soul, yeah.
That's,
So
that's the big part.
That's the main reason we're playing this card. Let's see. Apart from that, I'm going to finish my board by playing a Meliodas, which is still 0 cost because of the Zenari in my memory.
Yeah, getting that super good value there, I think.
Yeah, and then we're basically just going to attack left to right to have the option to use the bond at the end.
If necessary.
If necessary, yeah. So we'll start here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to front for 1, 2.
Okay. 1, 2. 2's good.
Yeah, soul triggers are definitely what we're looking for right now. Just trying to deal some damage and catch up a bit. So we will front with the Arthur at 10-5, so you could use a counter if you wanted, for 3.
But I will not.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 3 is good. Ow.
Alright, this is exactly what we want. If we can land this 1 damage and get Mike to 3-0, then it prevents him from healing down a bunch with Diane combos on the next turn. So we will front for 1.
Oh, that's actually possibly very good for me. So hopefully the swing for 3 will help me cancel. Or I take 3. Level. Alright, let's get that green in there.
Okay, I think with 5 in waiting room and the 1 I just triggered, I think I am okay with just not using the effect and
making sure you still have those 2 cancels in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Or 1, you never know. You could be holding a choice. Draw for turn. Alright, well, we took a lot more damage than we obviously would have liked, but, you know, the climaxes are still in there. However, while normally I would be kind of okay with just chilling, his finisher is notoriously good at killing me through a lot of climaxes. So I have to heal down if I want a good chance to survive. Which is a problem because I don't have a climax in my hand. If I want a climax, I have to clock, which kind of goes against the principle of healing down. Strangely enough, though, that might be what I have to do.
So what's in your waiting room right now?
So I do have healers in my waiting room, so I could also brainstorm. If I hit 2, I could actually heal 2 through the remaining 3 stock I have because Elizabeth is a stock healer.
Yeah, it's basically a gamble on
drawing a climax or hitting brainstorm. But if I hit brainstorm, that probably also means I have climaxes on the top. This is kind of difficult to choose from. Let me know what you guys would do in this situation in the comments. But I think I'm going to go for the less risky line. Because even if I draw a climax, I can only currently heal twice, which puts me down to 3-1. Whereas if I hit a brainstorm, I can already heal down to 3-1, but if I hit 2 brainstorms, I can heal down to 3-0. And currently, there's no situation where I can actually get 3 heals off if I clock, I think. So I'm going to not clock, and I'm going to start with the brainstorm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Start with the brainstorm. Alright, so we wouldn't have drawn a climax there. We just don't hit anything. Alright, we don't have an event in here either. Well, this is concerning. What can we do? What can we do? I don't really think... It's like I could Hellbram, top check 3 added character. Maybe that gets me a healer. But I also just milled the rest of my Meliodas. And I know where both my Elizabeth are. So I actually don't have any healers left in my deck. Very spooky here. Another option is I Hellbram and try to hit a 2-0 event, which I can't grab off the Hellbram. He grabs events too. Grabbing the event will allow me to salvage a character. Or I can grab another Brainstorm if I find a Brainstorm off the top, and I can Brainstorm and hit.
Wouldn't that take you down to 1
but
stock?
that would take me down to 1 stock, so that wouldn't work. So it would actually, I think, the only way left to heal now is to find the event off the top. And I already have 2 here. How much deck do I have? I should also be concerned about taking refresh point here. I might actually just need to not do anything at this point, given that I am very compressed. And
how many cards in
hopefully...
hand?
I have 6 in hand. Okay, I think I have to just chill at this point. There's nothing else I can do without a good amount of risk. Like if I play the Hellbram, I could risk milling climaxes and also get closer to refresh point. Maybe there's a world where I live the next turn. Okay. Do I want to play anything else on my board? I don't think it matters. Okay. Well, let's just start attacking then. Direct, 4-5.
Okay, cancel.
Direct, 4-3.
1, 2, 3, cancel.
And front, since you're 7 out?
7 out.
Alright, so I think I'll take this opportunity to try to do some damage. So I'm going to activate Meliodas on a tag effect. Pay 2, discard 2 Britannia. Discard the 1-0.
Alright, I need you to not trigger.
And the Hellbram.
I need you to not trigger.
And this is a trigger for 2.
Okay. 1, 2, level up. And we'll go ahead and level the Merlin Brainstorm.
Yeah, so when I pay the cost, I get another 2,000, and when I reverse the battle opponent during that battle, I can burn 4. So I will burn 4.
There's the first 2. I would really like to cancel this so I can clock. I really, really want to clock.
I also really wanted to clock.
Alright, refresh point.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
3, 4. Oh! The cancel off the top!
Alright, so this is reversed. I am going to hand encore this.
Okay.
Actually, am I? Hold on. Do I hand encore that? I don't think I actually hand encore that. Because I'm potentially just playing 3 new bodies this turn. So yeah, I will just not hand encore, I think.
Alright, here we go.
We'll draw for turn. Actually, hold on. I think I do need to hand encore this, actually.
Okay.
Because I think I want to use 1 stock on Brainstorm this turn.
Okay.
So we will hand encore. Draw for turn. We will clock the wrong climax.
Hopefully get the right climax.
Actually, yeah. Okay. Alright, we did not get the climax.
Alright.
But we have 3 healers. So we will just take this opportunity to heal down a bit. So I will heal. And those are 10Ks?
10Ks on the side, 10-5 in the middle.
I think it might be in my best interest to crash all my lanes here.
You do have the perfect numbers.
So we'll play Escanor. We'll play 1 last Escanor. And then heal. So this ties every single lane, right? So it's 10K, 10-5, 10K?
Yes.
Alright. Given that I have nothing really else to do, I think this is the best course of action. So let's go in. Front. 4.
1, 2. No shot.
No way.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh my. Jeez.
Okay.
Disaster.
How do I make this one slot? Front? For 3?
It's
no way.
actually
Okay.
impossible.
Alright, front. 4, 2, 3.
Okay,
Hello?
I'm gonna counter this.
Sure.
Because I need the Diane to potentially heal. So I cancel.
Okay. And I'm just gonna clear my own board.
Okay. Awkward.
Just a tad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cards. Oh, I can brainstorm actually. So there's that good news. I'm out 4. I'll draw for turn. Okay. What is the way to either win the game or heal as much as possible this turn? I'm guaranteed hitting Brainstorm, so I can salvage a Diane and Climax combo. But rather than heal, I think I need to burn, actually, with Diane's secondary climax combo effect.
I mean, you need to heal at least once.
Oh, I do need to heal at least once, you're right. Or...
There's an or?
I do have the event now. Does that count for anything? Oh, actually it does. I can salvage the event, use the event, salvage a Diane, and I can double burn without healing. So that's the line. That's a line. The event can also give me another stock. Does that ever come into play? I don't think so. I think my shot at victory here... Because even if I heal down like twice, I don't think I have a good chance of living next turn. So I think my shot at victory here is to go for the burns. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the Bonder.
How many climaxes are out right now?
I'm out 4.
Okay, 4, and then you have one in hand.
I have one in hand. I drew the Goldbar.
Okay.
I'm going to discard to salvage the event. Use the event. Salvage Diane. And I'll play Diane.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what's going to happen is you're just going to take the swing for 6.
Obviously.
Naturally. Alright, it's go time. Burn 1 twice.
Okay. Take 1.
Alright, cancel.
Take 1.
Okay. Alright. I'm not going to pretend like the attack order matters here, so I'm just going to start swinging.
Duh! Cancel.
And then I'll swing.
Duh! Cancel.
It's over. No, it was my last... Oh, that was my last chance.
Hold on, I'm not out of choices.
I'm out of hope. Oh, blind stock.
No, I'm not. Wait, I'm not out of choices. I'm still not out of choices.
All right, let's see if you can pull out the Escanor combo.
Yeah. 1.5.
1.5.
All right, clock. I did not get it.
I'm at 3/6.
But I will pass turn. So I pass turn, and then you refresh.
And then I draw, and then since I refresh to 3/7, yeah.
So here's the line I would have gone for. I think that you could play this, get the event back, and then use it to get a stock rather than salvaging, because a brainstorm here is guaranteed at least 2 climaxes. So.
You're saying I could have grabbed an Elizabeth and a Diane.
Yeah, so you could have played a Diane. Or you could have played an Elizabeth to the back row, because you would have gone up to 4 stock with the event.
Brainstorm to 3.
Brainstorm to 3. Hit at least 2 guaranteed. Yeah.
Salvage,
play an Elizabeth, and then heal to stock. And then play Diane,
yeah.
and then you could be in this exact same position, but
except I have one heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, that was definitely correct. I did a mental lapse there.
Yeah, it's just because of like how many climaxes are in the deck versus how many cards were left in the deck.
It was like actually guaranteed to hit at least 2.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good game up until you took that random 4 in the middle.
Up until I went from 2-1 to 3-2, and then I went to 3-2 to 3-6.
Yeah.
And I was like, climaxes, you're still in here.
Yeah. It's like, in an ideal world, we would have been able to pull off some of the combos and get some ping 1s in, but...
It's okay. This is not the last time that we're... Wait, is this not the last time we're featuring?
This last time we're featuring it as part of this block, right?
The Escanor. Okay, yeah, I think this is the last time we're featuring Escanor. So, unfortunately for this time around, we don't get to see Escanor in action, but we will definitely be featuring him in future matches, especially since we do have no release scheduled for January. But I think at the very least, this kind of went to show, on my end, I think the early play package impressed me more than I thought it would, especially with the event being able to get you that 3 or more green in memory so easily. Because like even if you don't activate Diane off of your opponent hard removing them, you still have the Hellbrum into double event, which you can get very easily with the Bonder, and that helps you get that 3 or more green in memory. And then once you have that climax combo off, it's really easy to just have a full board of proliferated level 3s. And it's really up to your opponent to answer them. And if they don't, you can just start... kind of how like the Ruxia deck from Hololive active functions, you can start just heal looping. Because every Diane can summon a healer and just keep healing over and over and over again. Or you can start doing burns.
Yeah, I would say the main weakness of the deck is that because you want to hold these various pieces going into your 2 game, like you can't set this up pre-2. These are obviously just chilling in your hand already, and you want like a Goldbar.
Yeah.
It does potentially run into the problem of, in your level 1 game, not really having a great selection of cards to work with.
Yeah.
So
and that's why something like the Meliodas is so crucial.
Yeah.
Not only because of it just being a 1 card in your hand that can convert an unplayable brick into essentially another copy of itself, but also the Twin Drive, especially used for
the
Choose a Trigger. The Choose a Trigger effect being especially good in conjunction with Goldbar, being able to essentially dig twice the number of cards to find your Goldbar so that you have that for level 2.
Yeah. In this deck, we also run the Meliodas level 1, but for a slightly different reason. Because the Meliodas level 2 needs a full board of characters in order to come into play early and actually use his combo, having the Meliodas to act as a bit of security to have those bodies on board to fulfill early play condition is quite important.
Yeah. Because it kind of goes to show the same thing. We have a lot of pieces that are just not super playable early, so that the 1-0 will just help us along getting playables. And also, one important thing is that in actually both of our decks, he's yellow. And our climax combo is yellow, so ideally we don't want to go into like a dual card level 1 game. Like for example, when Randall hit 1-0, he only had yellow, so he could still get a full board of really nice beaters with 1 color. So it turns out that despite first impressions, I think this Meliodas is actually quite it's quite the glue that holds a lot of decks together for a lot of the builds for the new set.
Yeah, it's a pretty unassuming card.
Unassuming, but it definitely gets the job done. I've been very impressed with this card. Alright, so that does do it for our first gameplay of game of the 7 Deadly Sins Volume 2 series. We do have 2 more gameplay matches to go, featuring 4 different new decks, so you guys definitely want to stick around for that. But until then, this has been Mike and Randall on the Tressa's Collectibles channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Later.